Alright, y'all. Today I'm gonna react to this video. I came across this video like randomly the other day, and I was saying wow. I was like, because I heard of her like before, but I didn't know she was considered a psychopath. Well, we're about to find out ourselves. Alright, let's get this going.
Before superstar goalkeeper Hope Solo was inducted into the National Soccer Hall of Fame, she was caught by police officers passed out drunk in the driver's seat of a vehicle with her 2-year-old children in the back.
Whoa. I'm not gonna lie, I do not condone. There's a couple of things I don't condone. One of them I'm not gonna say it starts with a P. The other one I'm not also gonna say R. And this one right here, driving while drunk. This is probably the top three things I don't condone because, well, you can why drive just especially nowadays. Like this was 2022. You can get it Uber and call it Uber. You're pretty rich, I would assume. I mean, you're probably not as rich as like the not normal woman athlete, but you're definitely rich. So there should be no excuse. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure, especially you're not gonna be doing this alone. You have to be doing with. There's usually like, because I've heard like some people, especially I hear nowadays, gotta have like one person that's not drunk, like that's sober, or at least even if he's like a little bit tipsy, like as long as he's yeah. But this is why I'm also for like when having those, I forgot those things like the police they use, but that should be installed in every single car, and no excuses whatsoever. So unless obviously you don't drink, but like me, I'm never gonna drink, obviously. But that's my thing. Like especially nowadays, like I saw. I'm not gonna talk about this, but I saw like one where it was like, um, one guy like he was driving and he was like speeding like crazy, and like I don't know, it was like in St. Louis, it's like from a concert, but I don't think he was drunk. But point is, be always like be careful when you drive, and also never drive if you don't feel right.
Are you sleeping out here in parking lot? After refusing to comply with the officers and even threatening to falsely accuse one of inappropriately touching her, they got a warrant to draw her blood. Her blood alcohol level was 0.24.
Yeah,
So her
damn.
the legal limit. Now,
It's 0.8. Everyone's zero here, right?
and this seems like someone who clearly needs help. But Hope Solo has had countless slip-ups throughout her career that start to form a pattern of behavior rather than isolated incidents. Whether she was violently assaulting people, making
Damn.
about
Ooh.
substances, she is somehow always seen as the victim. This has led people to calling her a narcissist, sociopath, and that if she were a man, her reputation would be dragged through the mud.
I'd agree. I'd agree if that's the case.
Solo, the most controversial woman in sports history. Solo's
Really? I don't know about that. Alright, let's all find out.
Ground in Richmond, Washington, Hope attacked the victim, punching her 3 times in the face.
Whoa.
Spoke about the incident years later and said, "She punched me in the cheek. Then she said, 'I effing hate you, you fat ass,' and punched me 2 more times, once in the eye and once in the mouth." The student immediately contacted the police, and ultimately a judge awarded the victim a restraining order, requiring Hope to stay at least 300 feet from the student for a year. However, Solo romanticizes the incident in her book like she was the main character in an early 2000s high school. "My first serious boyfriend was a guy I'll call Tom. He was my first love, although I wasn't ready to sleep with him.
Oh.
Popular girls. I was too busy playing sports to play their social games. The popular girls saw me as a threat. Dating a guy like Tom made me hate me even more. After I got back from one trip, I heard that Tom had cheated on me with a cheerleader, one of the popular girls." She goes on to detail her run-in with the girl at the county fair. "Hey," I said, stepping in front of her, "you're a effing Tom's pretty good," she said. "You should give him a try." I punched her.
Okay, so I don't know if this is true, but if it seems like that, that's kind of crazy because if I were her, right? Like, obviously, if you want to fight her, that's fine, but obviously, I mean, let me know how to explain this. Fuck. Alright, never mind. I'll think about what I say later.
The fallout was huge, Her parents wanted to press charges. They wanted to know why I had pushed their little darling.
Whoa. Let me go back. It says, I spent every morning in the council when I got. Wait, why are you in the council office for weeks? Why were you. What? Are you trying to get. Well, why didn't they ask her? What's it called? Why didn't she tell her parents why? Like, she was like that. But anyway, I guess she did something wrong, so.
It's interesting how Hope romanticizes this in her book, which she wrote when she was 30 years old, like she was the innocent target.
Oh, I didn't even think of it like that. Damn.
This high school incident if it didn't foreshadow her future behavior as an adult.
Fair.
Before I continue to dive deeper into Hope Solo's controversial career, have you heard that the flavored hair category is quickly becoming the
Yeah, we're skipping that. We don't promote this type of stuff. I don't promote that. Fuck vapes. Fuck vapes. Fuck alcohol. Fuck betting.
because she is widely regarded as the best women's goalkeeper of all time. After an amazing high school career, she accepted a collegiate scholarship to the University of Washington. During her time at Washington, she would switch to the goalkeeper position. Solo instantly realized this was the position she was born to play, racking up a school record 325 saves and 18 clean sheets during her stint at UW. She even got the States national team in college, but didn't see much playing time. In 2003, Hope made her professional debut with the Philadelphia Charge, but shortly after that moved over to Sweden to play for the Swedish club Gothenburg. While in Europe, Hope was selected as an alternate for the U.S. Olympic team in 2004, which is still a great honor. Then during the 2005 season, Hope became the starting goalie, a role she would fill for the next 11 years. The USA women's national soccer team has been a dominant force since the 90s. Whether it's the World Cup or the Olympic Games, they are always considered to be potential finalists.
Definitely better than the men's, that's for sure.
2007, the USA placed third in the FIFA World Cup. 2008, at the Olympic Games, they placed first, taking home the gold medal. In 2011, they placed second in the World Cup and took home another gold medal in the 2012 Olympic Games. And in 2015, they defeated Japan 5-2 and became World Cup champions.
I remember this game.
Games as the USA goalie. Out of those 202 games, the USA only lost 11 of those games with her in goal.
Wow.
2 of those games were shutouts. Some argue that
Damn.
despite her numerous accolades, her constant controversies and antics has put an irrefutable stain on her reputation. Hope Solo quickly became known as someone who is not afraid to speak their mind, and her teammates did
Nothing right there sometimes.
game against Brazil, she was benched by head coach Greg Ryan in favor of Brianna Scurry. She details the night he made the decision. Solo says that Greg had a gut feeling that Brianna would be the better goalkeeper for the game. Hope confidently argued for her spot. Greg didn't seem to like my tone. I wasn't vocal.
Can't go by gut feeling. Why are you questioning that? Like, it's not really, that's position. If he's in the wrong anyways, like if he ends up being wrong, then you can prove him, you can back it up, like people will agree with you. But I mean, I don't know what happens, but we're about to see.
I had nothing left to say, so I stood up to leave. Greg leaned over and pushed me back down on the couch. You effing leave when I say you. Greg vehemently denies he ever put hands on Solo. Hope even claims that she held herself back from throwing punches at her coach, but ultimately she had to listen to his decision. She sat on the sideline angry and pouting during the whole game as they took a brutal 4-0 loss. After the game, Solo ignored the reporters as she walked back to the bus until the team's press officer, Aaron Heifetz, answered a question for her, which is his job. Agitated by a man speaking to her, she approached the press and said, starting Scurry was the wrong decision. I think anybody that knows anything about the game knows that. There's no doubt in my mind I would have made those saves. And the fact of the matter is, it's not 2004 anymore. Solo recalls the statement she made to the press officer, don't ever tell me what interviews I can do. Her comments to the press were a clear insult to her team, and the statement sent shockwaves throughout the soccer world. They were appalled that she would throw her teammate under the bus like that, although Hope claims she was not speaking ill of Brianna and was trying to criticize the coach's decision. Because of her comments, Greg Ryan dismissed Solo from the team. She would lose.
That's interesting because, like, I feel like that's it. It didn't seem like it to me. I mean, I think, but in the end, like, something, especially now, right? Obviously, you're mad that you didn't start. You're gonna obviously at some point she's gonna explode. But I feel like for her, she's gonna have something. I think something in her childhood made her mad, and I think it just got into her head. And so, like, that's kind of what I think because I think certain people, right? Like, I think they have like a. I wouldn't say it's a mental illness. I feel like it's a little bit. At least we'll find out either way. But I don't think it's a mental illness. I think it's maybe like mentality. Something must have happened in her childhood that we don't know. Maybe someone else knows, but we don't know. And it got to her head a little bit, and it just like it's like a switch. That's what I think. But we'll see.
Wasn't allowed on the bench for the third place game, did not participate in the medal ceremony, and flew home from China on her own. Shortly after, Solo released a public apology. I would like to especially apologize to Greg Ryan and Brianna Scurry. There is no excuse for
Oh, okay. Should double that.
Solo strongly suggests in her memoir that this apology was not written by her, but rather to satisfy the press.
Oh, never mind. I spent corrected. I apologize.
Subjectively the better goalkeeper. Ryan made the biggest blunder in the history of women's soccer. Scurry is not as good as Solo, so why should Hope Solo have to apologize for telling the truth? A lot of people feel like Hope's punishment was unjustified. It's tough to tell if her teammates were clicking up on her because they felt insulted and jealous that the public took her side, or if Hope spun the narrative to make her seem like a victim when she was rightfully reprimanded. Either way, there was animosity. But then when they won the gold medal in the 2008 Summer Olympics 1 year later, this essentially proved to herself and the world that she could speak her mind and back it up. If people wanted to view me as a villain, I didn't care. I actually liked the edginess it brought to my game, the knowledge that they viewed me as a threat. Twitter was also a place where Solo liked to express her unfiltered thoughts about soccer.
I mean, that's Twitter for everybody. You can get away and whatnot, especially with, who, I'm not going to say his name, who owns it. So, yeah, it's been a crazy place.
Breakers. She skipped autograph signing for the fans because she said that the Breakers fan section was shouting racial slurs and rude remarks at the players. Breakers organization denied these allegations, but at the same time, Boston has a long-standing reputation.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I was like, Boston is known for being racist. We all know this, especially if you know the NBA. I don't know about the NFL too much, but I know for sure, like, the NBA, 100%, it's known for, like, Celtics fans, especially. They're known to be one of the racist fans. We've seen it, unfortunately.
The 1-0 loss to the Washington Freedom, she blatantly accused the refs of rigging the game so that Washington could win. It's official. The refs are straight bad. It's clear the league wanted DC playoffs, Solo tweeted. She was fined $2,500 by the WPS for her reckless statement. Soccer fans thought she was annoying and constantly trying to be the center of attention.
I have a bad rap. People look at me as selfish, outspoken, but I know who I am, and I know that my struggles in my life have allowed me to withhold judgment, and I'm proud of that. I think I finally.
It was my first time hearing her voice. Okay, yeah, I could tell right away something's wrong. I could tell she's one of those like type of people. I'm not gonna say, but she's a victim blamer type person. I don't know.
That I'm a groundbreaking female athlete, and with that, there's a lot of struggle with that. But I know that I'm doing wonderful things for the sport of soccer, and I know I'm doing amazing things for female athletes. So I can take it.
You're a feisty, smart, beautiful lady. That would be a fantastic goalkeeper. You're almost the perfect woman.
Oh, I love you.
So her 2000.
Of course.
Body Issue is a yearly feature where pro athletes pose nude. During her cover story, she exposed what really goes on inside the Olympic Village. Hope said after the U.S. women's soccer team won gold in 2008, she had a night of partying with her teammates, including an all-night bender with actor Vince Vaughn. When we were done partying, we got out of our nice dresses, got back into our stadium coats, at which point she said they went on live television still drunk. She even said she snuck an unnamed celebrity back to her room in the Uncle Village, which was a major violation of the rules.
Oh, why she snitching on herself like that? Why she saying? Why she snitching on herself? Oh my god. Why she doing that to herself? She's actually an unnamed celebrity. And I don't know, she knew obviously that's not good. Obviously, rule breaker.
Now, it might not seem crazy that successful young people like to go out and party like the rest of us, but apparently these athletes like to party like Diddy. I've seen people having.
Whoa. Goddamn what?
Accusations are backed up by the
Whoa, hold on. Does that say Vince Vaughn right there? Okay, I see you. But that's crazy though. Why she snitch up like that? Sometimes some certain things we don't need to know. Sometimes we don't need to know. Just as simple as that. You don't need to know everything that goes on in your life. I know if you're outspoken, that's cool. If you want to be real, that's fine. But you don't need to tell everything in your life. It's just that simple. I'm sorry. Hold on.
buildings. People are getting down and dirty. Her accusations are backed up by the unfathomable number of condoms the Olympics passes out each time it takes place.
Well, what? Well,
1,000 condoms were distributed during the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, 3 times more than for the Olympic Games.
what?
Diddy and jersey numbers of the freak.
Oh my goodness.
Soon-to-be husband Jeremy Stevens, who is the former tight end of the Seattle Seahawks, was arrested for a domestic altercation against Hope. Solo and Stevens were involved in an altercation around 3:45 a.m. on Monday after arguing about where they would live after they were married. Cops found
What?
blood on her elbow, which apparently was enough evidence to arrest the husband. She said online the next day, I'm happily married. We never stand for domestic violence. I've never been hit in my life. It's unfortunate, and that's what the media can do.
Wait. So you're telling me that they found you bruised, they found blood on you, and you said that you've never been hit in your life. That's weird. That's kind of weird to me. But well.
The charges were dropped.
Oh, okay.
That does seem like a major thing to get wrong. Then again, domestic cases are extremely complicated. However, Hope would face the biggest controversy of her whole career just before the World Cup qualifier games in 2014, where one of her drunken nights turned into a brutally violent assault against her sister and 17-year-old.
Whoa.
Hope's half-sister received a phone call from Hope telling her she was upset because she had been fighting with her husband. Now, Hope and Teresa had been estranged for many years. They were not close by any means. Teresa and her son got home around 10 p.m. They arrived to Hope parked in the driveway alone in the car. When they approached Hope's car, they noticed she was drinking out of a wine bottle. Her sister said she was swigging out of a bottle of wine that was in a cup holder. She was drunk. Family moved inside of the sister's house because Solo was not fit to drive. While inside, Hope and Teresa had some wine and talked about her fight with Jeremy. Hope's 17-year-old nephew told the police that he endured a lot of verbal abuse from his aunt that night.
Alright, hold on. That again, hold up. So, I don't know if it's her nephew.
The situation got worse around 1 p.m. when Hope and her nephew argued. The teenager, who has been acting in local theater for years, told Solo at one point that being a good actor required having an athletic mindset. Solo responded that he was too fat, unathletic, and crazy.
Whoa. Like, I don't agree with that statement either, but that is crazy. That's a crazy statement. Athletic state of mind to be good. I mean, you kind of have to have a certain mentality, yes. Like, you have to have, like, that motivation, that driven. I can agree with that part, but I don't know about that. So he would never be athletic. He was too fat, overweight. Ah. Okay, that's. Oh. Whoa.
Teresa also suggested Solo should leave because she insulted her son, but instead of leaving, Hope followed her nephew into Hope's garage to confront him. The teenager then yelled for his mother, Teresa, prompting Solo to call him a mama's boy. Her nephew then replied with, "You'll never know what it's like to be a mother, because even if you did have children, they would have the most unhappy childhoods because you have no compassion." From there, he told her,
Whoa, damn. So he knew. Wow, that is crazy, man. That is crazy. That's crazy.
after that, she charged at him and struck him. Teresa came into the room and said that her son briefly subdued Solo. She seemed to calm down. She told her son to let his hands up off the ground. "She's done. You can let go. She's done." But when he let Solo go, he told police she immediately grabbed his hair, pulled his head down, and started punching him in the face repeatedly. He said, "She jumped on top of me and started bashing my head into the cement."
Whoa, that is crazy. So wait, but my question is, hang on. Why didn't what's her name? Her half sister, I guess, go in, because obviously that's like the first thing in any fight. I don't care whether you have to go in between the person. I guess she might have. I guess she didn't want to, because that's her. I guess she didn't know what Hope was gonna do. But either way, I would have just gone in between. So yeah.
Grabbed him by the head again, and she kept slamming him into the cement over and over again. So Teresa, defending her son, tried to pull Hope off. I came from behind her, and I pulled her over and, to get her off my son. And then once she got off, she started punching me in the face over and over again. At this point, the son called the police. The police are an ambulance. Police, the police department. The nephew then grabbed a wooden broomstick and hit Solo over the head with it to defend his mother. She just turned around and looked at him and started to walk towards him. Teresa said of Solo's reaction, "That's all. No flinch, no nothing." Her eyes just got big when she turned. Nothing. They had suffered the wrath of a drunken Hope Solo and could not physically get her to self-assault him. Luckily, the police arrived to stop the violence. When the police began asking questions to piece together the story, Solo said her nephew struck her with a stick and said he was a scary person and she was protecting herself.
So she didn't answer. Why he hit her stick. Because if I was a police officer, that would have made sense. Because if you're getting hit by a stick, unless there has to be something, there's no like, unless he was obviously something mentally wrong with him, which in this case it's not. But if that was the case, then you can, yeah. But that's weird. She didn't answer apparently, and that scared her.
Solo was arrested, and when she arrived at the Kirkland jail, an officer in his statement wrote, "She showed signs of being intoxicated. Her eyes were bloodshot, speech was slurred, lack of good coordination, and the smell of intoxicants coming from her breath were present." As Hope was exiting the vehicle, she told the officer that her necklace was worth more than what he was here. As another officer,
Wow, she flexing on his ass.
she should be proud to have such authority.
Whoa, what?
She was booked and she was being told to walk to the search area. Solo pulled away from an officer, leading her to be taken to a holding cell. Officers took Solo to the ground to gain her compliance. It was at this point that Solo told one of the officers that if she weren't in handcuffs, I'd kick your ass. You'll notice that her behavior towards the police officers is extremely similar to her DWI incident later. It's important to know that all of the photos and all of the details regarding this incident that you now know were not initially released to the public, so nobody knew how violent this assault was. In the days following,
Damn, how does TMZ, bro? I mean, they gotta be the feds, bro. Because how did they be getting these pictures? Like, I know they're in like LA, right? And LA, what is that? That's like at least that's like at least a 12-hour, maybe even 16-hour drive to like Washington. That is crazy. How'd they get everything? Nah, we can't forgive you for that. You definitely didn't write that.
Solo was not dropped from her Nike sponsor, nor was she suspended from professional soccer.
Damn.
Athletes were dropped after similar allegations. Many people believe the media was extremely soft on her, but others say they were just waiting to see how the trial panned out to take action. Hope was initially charged with 2 counts of fourth-degree domestic violence assault.
Fourth degree.
Actually, the court dismissed the case after the judge claimed the victims were uncooperative, but the victims disagreed. They claimed they cooperated as much as possible. but because the charges were dropped to the public, Hope was innocent. Yet less than
This is the problem with justice system. Like, I mean, I don't know if they were, but I mean, if they're saying they're cooperative, they tried their best, and you're not helping them, that's just, man. Like, at least, if you're gonna charge her for at least the assault. I mean, well, actually, well, she was drunk, but obviously, gotta charge her with at least one of the two. But there's no way. It's crazy.
week after found herself in another major alcohol-induced controversy. Hope Solo's husband was driving a U.S. soccer game when he was arrested for a DUI at 1:30 p.m. on Monday. Police said
Oh,
but she was not arrested nor detained. Because of this incident, she was suspended from U.S. soccer for 30 days. Hope was interviewed on ABC News to discuss both of these.
and I'm telling y'all, if you're in the bar, then just take an Uber, or at least have someone that can drive you home. Simple as that. Don't go if you're going with a friend. One of you has to be at least sober. At least if you're going with a group of friends, I would say. But if you're both gonna be drunk, call an Uber or call another, or call somebody that you know. Whoa, he's 6'9".
Then she addressed the DUI.
Why did she sound out of? Let's say that after the ad. Yeah, why does she sound like that? Jenner's are like her She sounds like Kylie Jenner for some reason. The way she sounds like exactly. This this
I'm working through it. Talk to somebody about what I do want to do. And not
Yeah, honestly, she should have gone to like therapy or something. Like, especially like, I don't know. I guess she should have gone. Especially the other, not the first one, the one in high school, but I think the other. She should have gone to like therapy at least. But the talking, sure.
And after that, it was almost like it all never happened. Her fans forgave her, understood she's just human, and were ready for her to get back out on the field. But the Washington State Court actually reversed the previous court decision to drop the charges and reopen the case against Solo.
Ooh,
Graphic details and photos of her violent outburst were finally released to the public, but by then the media had already moved on, and they didn't care.
oh, so okay. I've never seen that in my life. Very good. Thank you. Oh,
Hope and her legal team delayed the case for 3 years by appealing countless times. Basically, they delayed their trial and played the system until 2018 when the victims eventually just gave up and wanted to move on with their lives. Hope Solo officially beat another scandal.
damn.
USA women's national team won the 2015 FIFA World Cup, which was a legendary feat. She was on top of the world, but the damage had been done, and real soccer fans and her teammates could see through the mask. And in 2016, at the Rio Olympic Games, she got herself in enough trouble that would formally end her career. During the Rio Olympic Games, Hope tweeted these two images of what looked like a doomsday supply of mosquito repellent, as well as her wearing a bug protective suit. She used the hashtag ZikaProof
Uh-huh.
jokes, but the repellent was her way of trying to protect herself from the Zika virus, which is spread by mosquitoes. If you remember my Ryan Lochte video, then you know how Brazilians were not playing around with anyone who was claiming their country is not safe. The Zika virus wasn't a huge deal in the United States, but the state of Rio de Janeiro had reported 26,000 suspected Zika cases.
Oh, I remember this now. Oh, sure.
It has been proven to cause a severe birth defect that results in babies born with abnormally small.
Whoa. Damn.
said that her and her husband were trying for a baby and she was worried it could possibly affect them. I would never take the risk of having an unhealthy child. I don't know when that day will come for Jeremy.
Then don't do. Oh, then don't do it when you're in real. Do it when you're done. Like, come on now. What is this?
If this was true or if she was just trying to do damage control after her joke tweets failed to be laughed. Whenever Hope was on the field during games, people in the stands would regularly shout Zika whenever she touched the ball.
Nah, that's a funny ass show.
Many of Hope's fans felt that people were overreacting, and protecting herself from mosquitoes is totally normal.
But that's insane to have that much.
People still comment on her Instagram Zika to make fun of her. Likely agitated by the boos from the Brazilian crowds, Hope expressed her frustration to the media again. This time, her comments would threaten suspension and then send her into retirement. After the women's USA team lost to the Swedish national team in the penalty shootout, Hope said, "I'm very proud of this team, but I also think we played a bunch of cowards."
Whoa.
I don't think they're going to be far. Very cowardly, but they won. Hope's comments reinforced to people that she was a loser, calling another team cowards for out strategizing the team in a sports competition.
I mean, once you in the penalty shootout, that's your job. Like, I know it's one of the hardest things in soccer to save a pen, but that one you could have at least, like, especially that last one. Let me go back. Let me see that last. I'll just go here.
After the women's USA team,
I guess she tried. She just let. But the other, it was obvious angle. Let me see. It's pretty obvious.
and sent her into retirement. After the women's USA
Yeah, she like right before she kicked it, she went the other way. So I mean, that's kind of her fault. And she only saved one penalty. That's the other thing too. So yeah.
said, "I'm very proud of this team, but I also think we played a bunch of cowards. The best team did not lose it. I don't think they're going to make it far in the tournament. I think it was very cowardly, but they won." Hope's comments reinforced to people that she was a loser, calling another team cowards for out strategizing the team.
Excuse me.
Competition is just silly. Plus, Sweden went on to play in the championship final, proving that they were pretty good. The media exploded with criticism for Hope. Ironically, this was her largest publicized controversy, with every major news article covering her rude comments and resurfacing her past domestic violence and DWI controversies. The pressure was at an all-time high, and U.S. soccer had to do something. In a statement, U.S. Soccer President Sunil Gulati said that the comments were unacceptable and do not meet the standard of conduct we require from professional team players, before slapping her with a 6-month suspension. The U.S. Soccer President said that this suspension does take into account her previous actions. However, it seems like U.S. Soccer only suspended her because of the major media backlash and not because they actually felt she was wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
She also wrote a formal statement saying she was disappointed with the Federation's actions, but she did not apologize. Even her was surprised it took this long for her to get suspended.
But if we go back 10 years, if she's 10 years young, it makes her something and be suspended by
I don't know, because I think that the suspension was lifetime achievement, right? Well, it was.
Damn. Wow.
Judging her because it was like mistakes also, but for her, I think it was a combination of all these things happening. So 10 years ago, I don't think she's made all those mistakes, right? And so I think that in the end is why you guys talking.
And during her suspension, Hope decided to do some press about the situation and further claimed that her comments were taken into context.
If anybody actually listened to the interview, and I'm not sure if you had, but it was very, it was like enraged, not like emotional industry. I just had this conversation with all of the journalists.
Yeah, her voice annoys me as hell. What the hell? Then why didn't you say that?
She actually
We said we're supposed to.
suspended her for a different reason.
There are more
I wonder why.
But do you think that Hope is going to tell them about her multiple controversies that
Hope? There's no way.
this case, or years of discrepancies in off-color statements about the soccer industry?
It was about 4.
Well, okay. I've been fighting for that longer that I've been fighting for okay. I've been
Wait, what? Oh, she looks like Rihanna. I know she's not Rihanna, but she looks like her.
Heavily insinuates that she was terminated not because of her own words and actions, but rather her involvement in trying to get female soccer players equal pay as the male players.
not only do we bring in more money for the federation in the next case, but it's federal law. It's equal pay act. Have this employer, same job, putting in the same amount of time. And if we're more successful at it, happens.
I think Rihanna knows something more than we do, than than do, I should say.
Discussed across all industries that includes so many detailed nuances and laws to consider that trying to explain just the U.S. soccer pay situation requires an entire video of its own. But generally speaking, yes, women's soccer players did get paid less while generating about the same amount of money in the years 2016, 2017, and 2018.
That's not fair in my opinion.
Embarrassed her team with her comments and got suspended. She was all alone. She filed a complaint in 2016 with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission that alleged wage discrimination by the soccer federation.
Unfortunately, you are the person that is getting this knife, through you, but at the same time, it's going to open up so much. And you are that Martin Luther King.
What? Nah, Rihanna, why are you disrespecting her like that? That is insane to say.
In 2018, she sued the U.S. Soccer Federation, accusing the governing body of neglecting youth soccer development for the sake of self-serving financial.
I would love to see this. For sure.
Then a few days later, she was tried to run for president of the company she would sue. Interesting is that
No way.
8 women's national team players sued the U.S. Soccer Federation without consulting Hope Solo first. Hope had been
Ooh.
discussing this issue for years now, and they came together to sue the USSF for the same exact reasons that Hope did. So it makes you question, why didn't they come to her or include her? And in light of this new lawsuit filed by the 21 players, the USSF has sought dismissal of Solo's lawsuit. Hope tried to get the government to consolidate their lawsuits together so they could just settle one case and she could be included in the team. Without her present, Solo won, the players might back down and surrender. But the U.S. women's national team did not want Hope Solo involved.
Ooh.
Her previous colleagues think of her.
Damn.
They figured it would be impossible to get her.
Man, she ain't much better though, so I know she ain't.
They probably figured she would mess it up somehow. But in 2022, the U.S. women's national team made a $24 million settlement with the USSF and agreed to formulate a new contract between the federation and the players. This was a groundbreaking advancement into the future of the game, but Hope Solo disagreed. This settlement is not a huge win. It's heartbreaking and period. A promise of equal pay from the federation and back pay for a select group of players isn't equal pay, and it's not what this fight was about. Hope was defeated. She felt that everything she had worked so hard for was stolen from her and settled for pennies. She was now fighting her lawsuit alone. 1 month after the 28 women settled, she was found passed out drunk in a Walmart parking lot, running in their 2-year-old's wings in the back seat. As police approached the vehicle, they noticed the car was on running. When they knocked, Hope was jolted awake from being passed out. Real. As soon as the officer started talking to Solo, he noticed the smell of alcohol in her breath and asked her multiple times, "How much have you had to drink tonight?" Every time she was asked, she denied drinking at all. The officers patiently tried to get her to present her ID for 5 minutes while she ignored them, scrolled her phone, and even called her husband. As Solo sees the situation is escalating, she finally hands over her ID, but still refuses to comply with the officers. Step out of the car so I can drive you over and able to a competent adult from this city. Okay, then step out of the car. Alcohol. And you pass out the car. Car on. So you step out. I'm not asking you again. Hope refused all roadside alcohol tests, so the officers got a warrant to draw her blood and arrested her on suspicion of DUI. The test showed her alcohol level was 0.24, which is 3 times the legal limit. She also tested positive for THC.
Oh, damn. I didn't even see that for the first time.
Then she continued to berate the officer.
That's not inappropriate. She kind of sexualized him. What a horrible person.
Was charged of driving while intoxicated and pled guilty. The 40-year-old was sentenced to 30 days in jail, a 24-month license suspension, as well as a $25,000 fine, but she received a 30-day jail credit for submitting herself to an inpatient rehab center.
Oh, why did she do that?
Said, I continue to be a student of the greatest school called life, and I will continue to learn and stories to share. I consider this a gift to pass it on to others because pain shared is pain lessened. People were angry that she did not apologize, but rather used this as a way to again boost herself up some more. She even spoke about the situation on her podcast where she claims this incident came from postpartum depression.
Speaking to my counselor while I was treating, and after studying my own behavior habits and struggles throughout the pandemic, I learned about the varying levels of postpartum depression. I also
How's that depression?
completely lost touch with myself and even with my marriage. I put myself last.
You know that's inexcusable either way. Like you're passed out, you're sleeping, you have twins, right? Like at least if you're gonna pass out, like I don't know, I've never hungry or whatever, but if you're gonna pass out, right? At least call your husband, right? Why did you have to call your husband while you were getting arrested instead? I mean, obviously you have to do that, but my point is, you could have done that before. You could have said, "Look, could you drive me home, or are you sober enough to do that?" If you and a husband, obviously, if it's for his kids, most of the time, I guarantee you, he's gonna say yes. Especially since it's your husband, that's also his kids. He's not. I doubt very highly. He's gonna say no. So yeah, that to me is very really a stupid situation. Very it's really unbelievable, honestly.
Sure, I needed some help, but I also knew that I didn't need it to survive.
It's hard to admit.
What?
Truthfully, no matter how much you apologize or how you apologize, you will still have angry people in your comments and people saying it's good enough. But celebrities often go into deep psychological detail about their lives as soon as major controversies come up. They go on podcasts and talk about them being just human, not perfect, hoping to gain empathy from their supporters. And over the years, they seem less genuine and more like repetitive PR statements. Hope Solo was inducted into the Soccer Hall of Fame after this Diva UI incident. And yes, she deserves to be considered a soccer legend because she is one. But I think it's pretty clear the media has been soft on her over the years. Why? Not sure. Is she a narcissist with dangerously erratic behavior?
Yes.
Or is she just a boisterous girl boss whose controversies are simply misunderstanding?
Nah, it's definitely the first one. Yeah, that was a crazy video. I ain't gonna lie, it's one of the craziest videos I've watched.